There are a lot of big wrestling news stories today that we are going to cover, but I just want to take a second and say thank you to everybody who is supporting the channel. I know some of you guys have been asking about my big announcement and what it may be. I will be bringing you guys that announcement in just a couple more days. I'm really excited about it. But for now, I just want to say thank you. A lot of big things happening. And now with that being said, let's talk about some wrestling news. First, we're going to kick things off talking about Adam Hangman Page, who has announced on Twitter that he is out of Dynamite tonight. In fact, Hangman Page said it right here on Twitter. Dynamite is tonight at 8 p.m. on TBS, but I will not be on there because my face is full of COVID snot. Sorry, please enjoy regardless. Now, look, as a wrestling YouTuber, I analyze pro wrestling. I give you guys my thoughts and opinions, and I was really looking forward to Adam Hangman Page and CM Punk following the storyline from what we saw last week on Dynamite. It was one of the more important things I felt excited about going into this week's episode. But with that being said, health is the number one priority, without a doubt. Okay, so at the end of the day, while it does suck that Hangman Page and CM Punk will not be able to go face to face on tonight's episode, what I would say is there are much bigger fish to fry. Obviously, there is a much more important situation here, and that is the fact that Adam Hangman Page has COVID. So with that being said, I send my well wishes to Adam Hangman Page. Hopefully, he beats the crap out of this thing and comes back better than ever, and whenever that may be, good stuff. I think it's, it sucks because Adam Hangman Page is not going to be on Dynamite, but at the end of the day, again, I'll keep saying this, it's just, there's obviously something bigger here that matters. And when you take your wrestling analysis out of it, the most important thing is just making sure the dude is all good and he'll be back. And, I think AEW realistically can do a little bit more to further the storyline, even with Adam Hangman Page not being there. A good example is what Kevin Owens and CM Punk did. That whole storyline was carried by Kevin Owens on TV every single week. Same thing with Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. So sometimes you don't need the other person there. I think it's important for AEW to acknowledge the face-off, maybe have CM Punk say something, while on commentary or backstage or whatever it may be. But just some sort of glimpse of continuity would be great. But other than that, obviously, we should not expect anything else. Really, I would say expect nothing, but just kind of keep that in mind. All right, guys, you may have heard of the FTR story that we talked about the other day, and this is really just an update. If you guys are unfamiliar with what's going on here, WWE was reportedly interested in bringing back FTR. Then FTR had to clarify to Tony Khan that they're not interested, they're not talking behind his back, all of these different things. It's one of those crazy things about wrestling. Like, I think certain things leak, certain things come out. Now the wrestlers have to defend themselves. FTR, in the past, we talked about how they would not be opposed to going anywhere, obviously with the money being right. But with FTR right now, as it stands, I have been on record saying this. They are the best tag team. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but I think they are the best opinion. There's a lot of things that they want to accomplish before their time is up. And I think they will be able to accomplish those things, winning the belts in Japan, obviously becoming two-time AEW World Tag Team Champions. And do I see FTR going back to WWE? If WWE is willing to focus on tag team wrestling like AEW does, absolutely. I would love to see WWE take them serious. But if WWE has no plans to take it seriously, I, for 1,000,000%, am not interested in them going to WWE. This is why you got to be consistently good at what you're doing on TV. WWE has not been consistently good at booking the tag team division. Lately, they've been a major improvement. But then I look at tag teams like Viking Raiders. What are they doing? Now they're back on NXT. Is it a one-off, two-off thing? Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of fun. But, they're a great tag team. The War Raiders should have been tag team champions several times on the main roster. They would have been treated differently in AEW versus WWE. That is the difference. There's a huge difference between the tag team wrestling in WWE and tag team wrestling in AEW. So that is why I would only be interested in FTR going back to WWE if WWE really consistently booked tag team wrestling with the utmost importance. But apparently WWE is not interested in FTR, and apparently FTR, they're not even having contracts talks with anybody. They're stuck with AEW for about another year or so. So if anybody was thinking FTR might be going away, that doesn't seem to be the case. Now, with that being said, I want to switch topics to a very, very interesting topic that I thought we need to discuss at large. The Inspiration has decided to leave indefinitely. Now, if you guys are unaware of the Inspiration, I'm going to show you guys the article in the press release. But first, I want to take you guys to a Q&A segment of the show. And this is the Super Thanks Q&A. So for those who are unaware, Ty Ross dropped a super thanks on the channel. If you guys drop a super thanks on the channel, you guys will get your own little segment. I'll answer your questions. Ty Ross dropped a $2 super thanks and says, "Thank you so much for all you do. Should Impact and or ROH be part of the Forbidden Door? Really just wanted to say thanks, watching daily." First of all, Ty, I want to say thank you as well. I really, really do appreciate you for dropping the super thanks. I think first and foremost, yes, Impact and ROH should have some sort of inclusion in this pay-per-view. I know it's being branded as AEW and New Japan, and that is great. But what I would suggest here, especially when you look at Deonna Purrazzo having the ROH Women's Championship belt, Mercedes Martinez having the interim Women's Championship belt, I think you can have that match on the card, especially since we don't know if Stardom or anything will be included on the pay-per-view card. I also think it's really important that Forbidden Door pay-per-view, while right now is being branded as AEW and NJPW, I do think it needs to evolve into something bigger that eventually goes into a stadium, and having all these companies, AAA, Impact, ROH, NJPW, like all of these companies that aren't WWE should be involved with it. That's what I think. Again, thank you, Ty Ross, for your super chat. Super thanks. You are amazing. If you guys want your questions answered, go ahead and drop a super thanks in the comment section down below, and I'll answer it in the very next video. Now, we're back to speaking about the Inspiration, because they have decided to leave indefinitely. In fact, this is the tweet that came out from Cassie Lee. And of course, guys, this is the thing. I don't know what the hell is happening here, but let's take a look. Let's read it. Former Impact Wrestling Knockouts World Tag Team Champions, The Inspiration, Cassie Lee and Jessie McKay, confirmed today that they will be indefinitely stepping away from in-ring action. The Inspiration have been a great part of Impact's knockout roster and wonderful to work with, said Impact Executive Vice President Scott D'Amore. Cassie and Jessie are incredibly talented performers. Everyone at Impact wishes them every success in the future. The Inspiration issued a joint statement. "We first want to thank Scott D'Amore and the entire Impact Wrestling family. We have had such an amazing experience working with the incredible Impact staff and roster. We will cherish these Impact memories forever. We are excited to start a new chapter in our lives and explore other opportunities that may come our way." Guys, this is obviously huge news, especially because they've only been in Impact since, I want to say, October. So the tenure there wasn't that long. But it doesn't appear they'll be going to AEW, WWE, or anything like that. We'll see what happens. I think they are very two talented individuals who have a lot of opportunities outside of pro wrestling. It does suck that they won't be there. But for whatever the situation is, I'm not going to speculate. But they're not going to be there anymore. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching.